Welcome to part 3 of our Western Land Cruise, our final segment. We've got a lot to show you. We've been to more destinations too since you've seen us, like Mystic, Connecticut, Miami, South Beach, the Philippines, Sydney, Australia, mate. I've got that accent right here. Garland, Texas, and we're going to go back and finish things up in the Grand Canyon. No time to wait. Fasten your seatbelt and watch your step. Come on. They've already started celebrating Christmas in Manila in September.
All 4 Tower, Delta 1824.
Cliff, take on traffic 2 miles far behind you, no delay.
Passerby, how you doing? Okay, so much for that.
The Grand Canyon is beautiful. Visitors from all over the world come to this natural wonder. And while this canyon can draw as many as 6 million people per year, it comes in at second place behind the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, based in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And there's reason for that. You'll find the highest peaks east of the Mississippi River here. Not far from the park and across the border from North Carolina, you'll find Mount Mitchell, topping out at 6,684 feet. Interstate 40, bringing in tourists from the east, is known for its torturous climb up the front face of the Smokies to Ridgecrest, all within sight of Mount Mitchell. And all within sight of the south rim of the Grand Canyon is the Mule Trail that takes you to the bottom along the banks of the Colorado River. The rides are very popular. Remember to book your mule ride months in advance. You can traverse the entire trail on foot, but the walk up to the 7,000-foot level of the south rim can be harsh in the 100-degree dry heat. The Park Service has trained guides, and the mules are trained too. I caught up with the safety meeting bright and early in the morning. If you've never ridden a mule before, and that's just about all of us, park guides will tell you that the mules are the experts. They'll instruct you how to hold on to the reins and when to stop and take pictures. They'll make you feel safe and let you know that the mules know what to do. The trail starts here and traverses down along the wall of the canyon in a series of switchbacks that zigzag down to a rest camp known as the 3-Mile Rest House. Beyond there, the hike and the mule ride continue down over the edge of this rock shelf, down to the Colorado River, for a total distance of 5 miles. Another way to see more of the canyon is to take the bus west of the village. Numerous overlooks where you can walk right up to the railing are found at each bus stop along the way. This is a circle route. You can step off and visit any of the noted viewing areas. Stay as long as you want at any location. The next bus comes in about 20 minutes. This process continues all day, allowing you to explore the sights you won't see anywhere else on Earth. Continuing westbound to Pima Point, here we get a rare opportunity to see the Colorado River from the top of the canyon, and we remind ourselves that there's part of a tectonic plate sitting beneath what we see that came in from the Pacific Ocean, sliding under our ground, raising it up, and the river cut downward over millions of years. And the Appalachian Mountains back home are older than the canyon here. Back home, Louie and I have our lawn chairs in the car wherever we go, just to be prepared.
I could just sit here. Hey Louie, will you go back to the car and get a chair?
Yeah.
Okay. I could just sit here all day. This is just... You're tough one.
Normally you can hear the rapids of the river from here. The wind is gusty today, and the 100-degree heat will take the wind. One more stop to go to Hermit's Rest.
We are now approaching Hermit's Rest.
This stop offers toilets, a water refill station, gift shop, and snack bar. This bus will remain at the stop for 5 to 10 minutes, then return to Grand Canyon Village. Please gather all of your belongings before exiting the bus. This is Hermit's Rest.
The last stop is Hermit's Rest. There are facilities here, and the air-conditioned ride on your way back is very much appreciated, getting you back to the village in time for lunch, and with time to spare for the afternoon train departure for the journey back to Williams. And don't be surprised to see a robber or two on horseback chasing the train. The operating crew will stop the train for safety. As for the bandits, they'll get on board, and most likely they'll grab a snack or a glass of ice water from the bar, and maybe try to rob your fellow passengers of money. But the sheriff always wins, and everything was just for fun and show, allowing you to sit back and enjoy the ride. Back to Williams, Arizona. Welcome to the town that almost died due to a lack of cars on a road, a famous road, that once had just about everyone driving on it. It was known as the Mother Road.
If you ever plan to motor west, travel my way, that's the highway, that's the best. Get your kicks on Route 66.
This road is everything to Williams.
Now it winds from Chicago to LA, more than 2,000 miles all the way. Get your kicks on Route 66. Now it goes through St. Louis, Joplin, Missouri, Oklahoma City looks oh so pretty. Ought to see Amarillo, Gallup, New Mexico, Flagstaff, Arizona, don't forget Winona, Kingman, Barstow, San Bernardino. If you get hip to this timely tip, go and take that California trip. Get your kicks on Route 66. All right.
Williams is not just emotionally attached to Route 66. It has turned this stretch of a downtown boulevard into a museum of Americana. Business names have changed. The Chrysler Plymouth dealership is now the Pine Country Restaurant. Coffee is good, but you're coming here for the pie. The gas station is now an outdoors cafe. Pete's Gas Station Museum was once the mobile station. A local diner still serves great meals and real milkshakes. And the town lights up at night. This is the place to be.
Yeah, go and take that California trip. Get your kicks on Route 66. Get your kicks on Route 66. Get your kicks on Route 66.
Williams has a lot to offer. Put this one on your bucket list. Thanks to this road, Williams has a lot to be proud of. October 13th, 1984, I-40 became a finished highway, diverting thousands of motorists around this town. 5 years later, this place was one breath away from closing down. That year, a tourist train operation was formed in Williams. Tourists came along with their money, and this town has never looked back. Thank you for giving us a great time. Wish we could stay longer, but it's time to leave and head back to Flagstaff for the continuation of our Western Land Cruise. The Amtrak shuttle bus takes us from the beautifully restored Harvey House Hotel in Williams to the train station in Flagstaff. Amtrak Southwest Chief is again our wheels to take us west to California. And once again, that BNSF freight train derailment in Missouri that affected our departure out of Chicago has caused delays to continue on their busy main line 5 days later. The Chief will arrive at 2 a.m. Our sleeping car attendant has our private room ready for us. Seats have been folded down, beds are ready for some well-deserved sleep, and breakfast will be ready after sunrise, just past the Arizona-California border. And sunrise looks like we're on Mars. Now, usually when you're late, you're not happy, but the lateness in BNSF getting our train over the road has given us a daylight crossing of the Mojave Desert. There's not a whole lot here. This environment is not friendly. Scorching temperatures, remnants of volcanic lava beds, and a landscape that could be a perfect backdrop for any science fiction TV show.
More directly, I have the TV series Lost in Space in mind. Chambliss, California is where we are. Looking out the window of the dining car, we see this particular formation. I have many in a Lost in Space Facebook group believing that this was used in episode 5 in season 1 back in 1965. These pictures have become the backdrop for my Lost in Space display at home. While I take this video, the train crew has a major announcement to make. Due to our expected late arrival in Los Angeles, we're going to miss the connection with the Coast Starlight, the train that is to take Louie and I to our final destination of Emeryville, just outside of San Francisco. Alternate travel plans have already been arranged by the railroad, and the mountain grade we're about to climb is going to turn out to be an unexpected highlight in our trip. Welcome to Barstow, California. Here a bus will take us to Bakersfield. Then it's on board the San Joaquin train to Emeryville. We have a deluxe motor coach waiting for us. It's here I had a nice conversation with the onboard crew, saying how much we appreciated how they worked so hard to keep it all going so smoothly, from traffic snarls on the BNSF mainline to ensuring that the return to full-service dining was served well, and that it was. I mentioned to them how 20 years ago I was doing what they were doing with instructions to treat passengers like they were on a fine cruise ship. Nothing less was the order I had from the manager of the Capital Limited and the Cardinal long-distance trains from Washington, D.C. to Chicago. You know what they said in return? Thanks to you and how you did your job back then is why we're able to continue doing that today. I never expected that. Thank you for continuing the tradition. The clock is ticking, and so begins the next leg of our journey west. We're about to show you what it's like to go over the famous Tehachapi Mountain, and we're going to show you 3 things that you never thought existed here. Leaving the Barstow Amtrak station, we see the collection of the Western America Railroad Museum, and a piece of history is coming up on our right. A locomotive that once pulled the train we just stepped off of. Built in 1968, the FP45, number 95, was a beast with a 20-cylinder diesel engine that produced 3,600 horsepower and had a 4,000-gallon fuel tank. They were used for over a quarter of a century. Santa Fe had 40 of them. Leaving Barstow, and guess what highway we're on? Route 66. It won't be Route 66 taking the honors of getting us to Bakersfield. That will be Route 58. Trip time, 130 miles, 2 hours, and 5 minutes. Our deluxe MCI motor coach will shave some time off of that figure, provided by Google Maps. We're halfway to Tehachapi Pass. In spite of the hot, dry climate here, transporting onions and garlic is big business on Route 58. And with food, you have to make sure the kitchen is clean. Introducing item number 1 on this road, borax. And the big hole where you'll find the main ingredient to make borax soap is to the right. If you're old enough, your memories of borax goes back to Death Valley days on TV, hosted by Ronald Reagan. And the slogan 20 Mule Team Borax came from the fact that it took 20 mules to pull 2 wagons of borax, which is actually of salt, and it all comes from this deep pit, right off of Route 58 in Boron, California. Of 3 points of interest on Route 58, it's time for number 2. Getting close to the base of Tehachapi, and off to the right, is the test course and research facility for Hyundai. Located just outside of California City, we see the TV commercials for Hyundai mentioning style and handling. It's the handling aspect that is tested here, and there are properties for sale in case you want to get out of your city. It's time now for item number 3. On the left side of Route 58 is the Boneyard, where some of the biggest planes have come to land for their last time. Others are lucky. They come here for storage. Welcome to the Mojave Air and Spaceport. Years ago, thousands of Navy and Marine pilots trained here for combat. In 2004, it was certified for horizontal launches of reusable spacecraft. From planes that go up, our road is about to do the same. You're looking at one of the first installations of wind turbines in this country. Tehachapi Mountain is not the highest mountain pass for any highway or a railroad to encounter in America, at elevation 3,970 feet. But it certainly attains a lot of height in a relatively short distance. According to the local Native American tribe, Tehachapi means hard climb. Winters can see the temperature dip down to the teens, with 15 to 20 inches of snow, not good for the truck drivers. For the railroad, this climb is a test of your operating skill. The tracks make a loop, making each Union Pacific freight train spiral over itself, making it possible for the trains to attain a steep climb in a short distance. No matter if you're looking up the grade pulling a double load of onions, or pulling a 100-car freight train around and over yourself, what goes uphill slow goes downhill fast. I'm not a big fan of roller coasters, but I like this. We're on final approach into Bakersfield, some 3,000 feet above the city, and we're coming in. Now, this is not the Coast Starlight train, as originally planned, going up the coast, but this last-minute diversion is very interesting. To our right, somebody else who made the trip from the summit. This Union Pacific crew most likely crested the mountain an hour ago due to a speed restriction that keeps their train from becoming a runaway train on the downslope, some 28 miles behind us. With 110 cars behind these locomotives, this train is back to higher speeds as we go through Edison. We've arrived at the station in Bakersfield, California. Population a little over 400,000. It's the southern terminus for Amtrak's San Joaquin service that runs north and south in the midsection of the state. It's a joint operation with Amtrak and Caltrains, which is overseen by the state of California. San Joaquin service offers 6 trains daily, with service that splits at Stockton going to Sacramento. Our train departs at 2:12 and arrives in Emeryville this evening at 8:16. A short ride to our hotel in Berkely will complete our day. Look off to our left and the EB Meyer bus is leaving after giving us a spectacular trip from Barstow. Just prior to our train pulling into the Bakersfield station, we catch this Burlington Northern Santa Fe freight. What grabs my attention is this stranger whose home territory is back in Virginia and North Carolina. Norfolk Southern's heartbeat and soul at one time might as well have been in Roanoke, Virginia, but this unit now has Raton Pass and Tehachapi Mountain to add to its resume. 2:12, and it's time to head north. One of the 6 double-decker cars on this San Joaquin's train is a lounge cafe car with comfortable seats and tables. But of all the train travel we've done on this trip alone, we're thinking, how about an Amtrak TV commercial with us in it?
There's something about a train. There's something about a train that's magic. All aboard America, all aboard.
The next time you want to travel by Amtrak. Get a view of America from the ground level, from a picture window right beside you. Amtrak has all... Oh my goodness. Mr. Passerby. I was just getting ready to do a little, promo for the train thingy, and then I turned around and go, psst, there you are. Oh my God. So how's your trip so far?
So far, so good.
All aboard America, all aboard Amtrak, all aboard.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Moving along at the official speed limit of 79 miles per hour, northbound up the San Joaquin Valley. We see lots of things that are found in the grocery stores in the United States, all grown on 45,000 acres. 60% of your peaches are grown right here. This valley is the most productive growing region in the entire world. Tomatoes, squash, olives. Imagine your store's produce section right outside our window. Nuts like almonds and walnuts, grapes, lemons, oranges, apples, strawberries, blueberries, melons, all right here. And sun-made raisins grown right here in the valley. It is said that 650 farmers participate in cultivating raisins just for sun-made, sold around the world in 20 countries. And take your locally grown goodies on a camping trip and pick out a motorhome or camper at RV Country in Fresno. Truly one of the largest RV dealers you'll ever find. I think I'll take this one right here. Leave your motorhome at home and bring your fancy car to the King's Country Club in Hanford. Special events, fine dining, golf, from the longest tees that represent 6,708 yards, or par of 72. We catch the sun setting as we roll along the edge of San Francisco Bay, and we arrive at the Amtrak Embryville station on time at 8:18 p.m. A quick ride to the Howard Johnson by Wyndham Motel, and it's off to Taqueria for a delicious dinner. It's been a long day. We covered a lot. We did the 3 Bs, Barstow, Bakersfield, and Berkely, by way of Stockton. 442 miles. It's time for a good rest. Say goodnight, John Boy from Berkely.
Good night, John Boy.
Berkely is an important stop on our Western Land Cruise. It's our last stop, but it's where Louie has the opportunity to meet family. Today will be very special. A good freshly cooked breakfast is what we're searching for, and we found good food at the Homemade Cafe. A short walk, only 4.5 blocks from the Howard Johnson by Wyndham. Weather in the Berkeley-San Francisco Bay Area is a lot cooler than the 110 degrees we encountered in the Grand Canyon. Outdoor heaters at this restaurant will keep you comfy. The atmosphere here is laid back, and the food is awesome. Eggs, pancakes right off the grill, delicious coffee, and the folks at the Homemade Cafe make this place a must-do whenever you visit Berkely. We'll get around the Bay Area today using BART, which stands for Bay Area Rapid Transit. The history of this bold and revolutionary concept of public transportation began in 1946, although its construction didn't start until June 19th of 1964. Approval, then disapproval went back and forth for decades. Finally, on September 11th, 1972, the first 28 miles officially opened. Today, the system is all completed. A total mileage of 131.4 miles. Proud milestones have occurred on the BART system. It was the first transit operation in the U.S. to embrace and acknowledge the accessibility requirements of those with disabilities. BART was also the first modern commuter rail system with lots of automation on the West Coast. The long road of development that is in the history of BART, including the 5,000 workers who built it. And today's operating crews will be our wheels to get around on. We have 3 stops today to see family and friends. Pleasanton makes up that list of stops. And we go right through the hills that separate San Francisco and the suburbs to the east. Here the BART system runs right in the median strip of Interstate 580. Not only is Louie seeing the western United States for the first time, specifically California, he's seeing family members for the first time since he was a boy in the Philippines. This is not a tourist stop. This is one for the heart. In the Philippines, a family gathering means a big meal, a big table, and food that is served covering the table. And what is traditional with the food, so it is with pictures of family gathered together. Fremont is where we will see dear friends of ours. Michelle and Brian came to see us in Maryland in 2015. That time went by fast on the East Coast. Now on the West Coast, it's time to make time for good friends. The most meaningful part of this day was in Daly City, just south of downtown San Francisco. This stop was hard on emotions, for it was here we hugged a member of the family who was sick. And not long after our trip, we lost them. Perhaps this picture means a lot, because it's this view that she probably enjoyed so many times. Well, it's hard to believe our Western Land Cruise has come to an end, many miles from Bel Air, Maryland to Berkeley, California. All across the United States, we've seen great scenes, encountered different modes of transportation, and we've met great people. This is an awesome country. Get out and explore it. And go beyond your backyard.
Well, it is time to say goodbye from the Grand Canyon. This one, I don't want to say goodbye.
See you later.
No, I mean, I'm watching
See you tomorrow.
I'm watching you drive these overlooks. You were like in heaven.
Over.
Well, that is it. Thank you for watching, and watch your step.
Come on over.